Hello, I'm Mary V. Today, let's talk about presenting yourself as a violinist. So, I'm in my painting studio today, and that noise you can hear is the rain on the roof. So, let's talk about presenting yourself as a violinist. If someone says, "Come on, give us a tune," or unexpectedly you want to play to people, your family, or people in school, people in college, and you suddenly think, what'll I play, what'll I play? And it's really, really worthwhile spending a bit of time during your own practice to work out a few pieces that you could just play spontaneously in front of people, and that you've always got something ready. Now, it depends on your audience. For some people I might play a little bit of Bach. Some of my friends might like to hear a bit of Bach. I might play a little bit of that, and I've always got that ready. I keep it right under my fingers. I practice it often. Depends if I play in front of slightly older people. I might play something like the Londonderry air, Danny Boy. So that's a great one for people humming along. You can invite them to hum along. There's quite a few others that are so popular everyone knows, and they can sort of more or less join in. There's that beautiful folk tune which is Amazing Grace. So you can put in a little bit of double stopping like that just at the end. And I think one of the keys to playing a tune on your own in front of people and to get them really involved and engaged is to play it with such commitment and such personal beauty, so that you're not rushing it. You're absolutely playing it with as much concentration as if you were playing in Carnegie Hall or the Albert Hall. And I think that's one of the keys that it's kind of important to learn to do that. How to present yourself, how to draw whoever is listening to you into what you're doing. And it's a question of not being, not getting a feeling of flaking around and rushing it and almost feeling apologetic. It's a kind of strange thing that when you're on your own, it makes you feel rather vulnerable, and you're picking up your violin and you don't know what's going to happen, and you maybe don't have a piece that you're absolutely sure of. Well, there's a lot you can do about it. There's making sure that you do have a few pieces, like the ones I've shown you, that are quite well known, so that people already feel that they know what they're going to hear. That's quite a nice thing. And one thing you must do, if things don't go very well, you play a little bit out of tune or whatever, don't show it. Learn to perform, even on an absolutely tiny level, one-to-one, or just playing in front of your granny or whatever. It's a brilliant opportunity to practice performing. Now, performing isn't being false. Performing is being as concentrated as you possibly can be, but as relaxed as you possibly can be, and believe what you're doing. But also, if things do go wrong, and you get nervous and your bow starts to bounce and shake and everything, try your best to keep your face in a smiling mode. You can actually smile at something that goes wrong, just like that. Like supposing the beginning of Danny Boy doesn't go well. It's a bit nervous, right? Just smile through it. And that is one of the great keys to performing, is to keep your own spirits up and send a positive message out to the people who are listening. They can hear very well whether things go wrong or not, but the fascinating thing for people who are watching you is how you handle it. So if you just ride over what's actually happening to you, you're starting to shake or whatever, and they see you're not perturbed or anything, then they won't get perturbed and they'll admire what you're doing. They'll go along with it and they'll enjoy it. And ultimately, it's really not about being scared. It's not about being examined. It's about realizing that whoever is listening to you is on your side. So present yourself with great confidence. Present yourself undismayed by any mistakes that happen in front of people. You can smile, you can include them, you can shrug your shoulders and just carry on. And that will teach you to become stronger and stronger, and to eventually be able to concentrate fully on expressing yourself, on bringing out the beauty of these pieces in front of people, because believe me, it's a rather difficult thing to do, because there are so many distractions to really concentrating on the violin. Something that happens when you're playing in front of people is that things that you found quite easy that you didn't have to worry about, for example, a shift into third position, suddenly become an absolute, you become scared of doing it. Is it going to be in tune? And lots and lots of unexpected things start to happen. Things can break down, you get distracted, you feel you can't think, and this is the thing that you've got to build up. You've got to build up experience of this, so that you discover that your brain doesn't go away. It actually just needs to concentrate. It needs to coalesce around what you're doing, because what happens is that we get distracted and we can't concentrate. Well, that's a lot of people's experience of when they have to present themselves. So in order to overcome it, you need to do it more. So play in front of people and make sure that during your practice you think, oh, well, what will I play? If someone asked me to play, what would I play? Obviously I've been playing for years. I know what to play in front of various people. And I've got a really good idea of what to watch out for, what to do if things start breaking down. But on the other hand, I don't get incredibly nervous anymore the way I did before, because I've got loads of experience. So it seems as if I'm saying, well, get yourself a lot of experience, but that is the case. Try to present yourself as a violinist. Say, would you like to hear my latest piece, Mum or Gran or some visitor? And say, yes, I'd love to. I didn't know you played the violin, all that. And it's really a good idea as well if you learn how to present a few words. you could say, I'd like to play you a piece by Kreisler, who was a violinist who composed the most gorgeous pieces for violin. And because he was a violinist, he really did us a great favour, or, you know, say something. And so this is Liebeslied by Kreisler. And go on and just play. Now, the reason that I advocate speaking a little bit and introducing your pieces is that it helps to break the ice inside your mind and in your body as well. You might be feeling a little bit shaky, you're just about to play and you suddenly get an attack of the shakes, you know, your tummy feels really wobbly. And by speaking, you can really settle down a lot of the physical symptoms that you're feeling, and by the time you've broken the ice with your own thought process and your own body, you've given yourself a tiny little bit of breathing space there, and by the time you play, tune up, use harmonics. Use harmonics just before you play, just to get the sound in. It lightens everything because you're not pressing really hard. And use some slightly bigger bowing movements for the harmonics as well. That's a nice little trick to throw off the nervous feelings. Then, when you get to playing, you've done an awful lot to calm down and start concentrating on what you're going to do. Just to remind you again, people are actually on your side, and they want to hear you play. It's delightful, and they will just love it if they're in your family. Okay, so play in front of them all the time and start to familiarize yourself with your being present as a violinist, but also presenting yourself as a violinist. So I hope you get on well, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now. Bye.